Hello, and a good evening to you. I hope you've had a great ONPASSIVE day. This video, we're going to be talking about blockchain technology because it's revolutionized the way that we think about data and data transaction and has forever changed how the world shares money and information. So if you don't know, blockchain is a digital ledger that records information in a very secure, very transparent, and a decentralized way. In this video, I'll explain just what these things mean, and hopefully we'll demystify blockchain in a sense, explaining it and its terms as we go. Now, simply put, blockchain gets its name by the way that it stores data, transaction data to be precise. And a transaction is nothing more than the movement of data across a blockchain system, across its networks or network of computers. That data is stored in blocks, and the blocks are digitally linked together to form a chain of blocks in a way, hence the name blockchain. Each block can represent multiple transactions. The more transactions, the more blocks. The more blocks, the longer the chain. Now, one way to look at this is to imagine a digital book that lots of people can write in, right? But once an entry has been made or somebody's written in the book, nobody can alter or delete what's been written, not easily anyway. Each entry is linked to the previous one, creating a chain, in a sense, using blocks of information, and those blocks keep a record of the whole chain of transactions, all of them, okay? Everyone in the network, right? The participants, everybody that makes a transaction gets a copy of that complete record of transactions. This is blockchain. Now, fundamentally, a blockchain is a ledger. That is a book or another collection of information that represents transactions in specific accounts. In blockchain, that ledger records those transactions across multiple computers. Think in terms of a spreadsheet or perhaps a group of spreadsheets that have lists of dates and times and amounts and all the data about a certain transaction. Think about your checkbook if you've still got one, right? The list of payments that you keep track of in the back of your checkbook is a very basic ledger. But unlike traditional systems that rely on a central authority, like a central bank or a reserve bank that makes the rules, blockchain uses a network of participants, computers used, by people, us, right? Structured so its data and the computing resources are spread across a network using multiple nodes. Now, nodes are simply access points to the network. That's all. Nodes can be routers or other switches, printers, things like that. Anything that sends and receives data, right? And these nodes can be located anywhere in the world and work together as a single network. The ledger is digital, so it comes through the router or whatever, right? Or however it gets to you through the internet, and it parks right there on your computer for you. And participants receive the ledger through that network, and each participant's copy of the ledger gets updated every time the ledger changes. And we'll be talking more about this, but I'm trying to lay it out. It can be confusing. I'm telling you, this about burst a couple of veins in my brain, I believe. Anyway, every time a new transaction is completed, it adds the information of the new transaction to the end of the list of transactions, and everybody that's ever done a transaction on the network, right, and had it recorded on the ledger, gets a copy of that transaction as well. In this way, the information is distributed throughout the network. That's why we say blockchain uses a distributed network, because the ledger is distributed to all the patients. It gets updated, it goes all the patients, the participants. Sorry about that. This distributed nature ensures transparency, trust, and resilience because every participant, every node compares their transaction history to everybody else's transaction history, right? In order to reach consensus as to which version is correct. And it's all done automatically. If somebody tries to change any part of any transaction, the other nodes catch the discrepancy through consensus, and all of these things happen very, very fast. Now, the next couple of slides are going to be very oversimplified. So now getting back to our book, imagine each time a transaction occurs, it's added to the document as a block of information. There's a lot of information in the block, like a date, time stamp, metadata about the transaction and other stuff. But each block of information also contains what's called a hash. Now, a hash is a digital fingerprint or a unique identifier used for each block. Each block contains a hash, time-stamped batches of recent valid transactions, and the hash of the previous block. That's important because of security, okay? Now, when any of the data gets changed, it changes the hash. When the data's altered in previous blocks, it creates a new block. And so doesn't match data recorded in the next block in the chain. As a result, the whole block is rejected as invalid. As seen here, block 2 has a hash of 02. Somebody altered the data, it created a new block, block 3. The next block in the chain was expecting to see a previous block hash of 02. Since it didn't match, the whole block was rejected. In this way, the previous block hash links the blocks together through cryptography and prevents any block from being altered or a block being inserted between two existing blocks. Clear as mud, right? Yeah, it's pretty good stuff, right? Now, each block is linked to the previous one to create an undisputable record of transactions. So that's how it all plays together, right? Now, once a block is added, it becomes nearly impossible to alter, which ensures the integrity of the information. Every participant in the network has a copy of the entire blockchain, which is continuously updated and verified through the consensus mechanisms. Now, you may have noticed I said nearly impossible to alter, okay? Because there is a little known rule called the 51% rule. Now, the 51% rule refers to a situation where an entity controls more than 51% of the computing power, right? The hashing power within a blockchain network. That entity then creates fraudulent yet personally validated transaction records. It takes time and it's costly, but it can be done. And you can probably Google that for more information if you're curious. So what's so good about blockchain? Well, as previously said, it eliminates the need for intermediaries by providing a decentralized system that enables peer-to-peer transaction. Now that sounds like a lot of techno speak, doesn't it? So, I mean, that's a lot of words just to say they're going to cut out the middle guy. Intermediaries refers to banks or governments. It's someone or something that's part of the process that typically makes the rules, slows the process down, and jacks up the price. And to understand what a decentralized system is, it would be helpful to know what a centralized system is. So a centralized system refers to a central authority. In the case of finance, it means a central bank, also known as a reserve bank or monetary authority. These are public institutions that manage a country's money, supply, in their currency. We've also said here that blockchain uses decentralized systems, right, with peer-to-peer transactions. Now, decentralized in this sense simply means that there's not a central authority making the rules. There is no central authority controlling the funds or the information, which is to say there's no single entity that controls the funds or the data, right? Not our neighbor, not a central bank, not a regulatory commission, not a government, no one. Peer-to-peer means something similar when it comes to a network. In computing, peer-to-peer refers to a network where computers can share information and resources without a central server. Put another way, it's a system allowing two or more computers to connect and share resources without needing a separate server or server software. Again, now in a sense, it cuts out the middleman, right? But all of this is to say that doing this, not using intermediaries and have the two of them talk directly, it removes barriers and inefficiencies, makes transactions a lot faster, cheaper, and makes the system more accessible. Now, blockchain also improves transparency. Since every transaction is continually updated, recorded on the blockchain, and visible to all participants, it becomes significantly harder to manipulate or to falsify data. This level of transparency fosters trust and accountability, particularly in industries like supply chain management, where tracking the journey of goods becomes seamless and tamper-proof. But the impact of blockchain technology extends beyond supply chains, to be sure. It's revolutionizing industries like finance, healthcare, voting systems, and a whole lot more. From enabling secure and instant cross-border transactions to improving the integrity and the privacy of healthcare records, blockchain has the potential to transform our world. The third thing is that blockchain is very secure. Security is paramount in blockchain. Each block in the chain is linked to a previous one through cryptography, creating a immutable record of transactions, right? Undeniable. This makes blockchain really, really resistant to fraud and to hacking. It's got a very robust encryption and consensus mechanisms going on, and it ensures that sensitive data remains secure, whether it's financial transactions or if it's personal or intellectual property, whatever they're using, whatever the information is, it stays secure. Now, when we think about businesses, the primary benefit of blockchain is as a database for recording transactions, but its benefits extend a lot farther than just a traditional database. Most notably, it removes the possibility of tampering, by people that would want to hack in, and it provides some pretty real benefits of time saving. Blockshare slashes transaction times from days to literally minutes, and transaction settlement is a lot faster because it does not require the verification of a central authority. It also provides a lot of cost savings. Now, this is because transactions need less oversight. Participants can exchange items of value directly. Blockchain eliminates duplication of effort as well because participants have access to a shared ledger. And the third thing, as we talked previously about, is better security. Blockchain's security features protect it against tampering, fraud, and other forms of cybercrime. So there are actually about 4 categories of use to encompass blockchain. You got private blockchain, and that's a closed network that's controlled by some entity. There's a public blockchain. That's a decentralized, distributed network controlled by the participants. That's the one that we've been talking about. And there's a hybrid blockchain, and that's a type of blockchain that combines the features of public, permissionless, and private permissioned classes. The one that sticks out with me, though, is the category of collaborative networks and standards. And use cases for this type of category are like secure document verification, transparent supply tracking, decentralized identity management. I mean, we've all heard ONPASSIVE talk about these types of things. Blockchain is not only used for cryptocurrency, right? It could also have many other great applications. I don't know if you follow the Motley Fool or not, but according to the Motley Fool, blockchain could be used for payment processing, supply chain management, digital identifiers, data exchange, copyright and royalty protection, food security, data backup. I mean, there's a ton of stuff out there, and I have no problem seeing ONPASSIVE taking advantage of blockchain for every one of the ones that I just mentioned. I mean, the bottom line is that blockchain is a very powerful technology that's making some pretty groundbreaking advancements. It empowers individuals and businesses by providing a decentralized, transparent, secure platform for their transactions. And its ability to eliminate the middleman, improve transparency, and beef up security makes it a game changer across all the industries. And as we continue to embrace this, as it were, this digital transformation, blockchain is in a very good position to help us reshape the future, to bring in, trust and efficiency and innovation into the entire network that is being used for. I hope this was helpful. If I did a good job for you, I'd ask that you'd like, share, and subscribe. And if you would like to learn a little bit more about ONPASSIVE, or just want to poke around the ecosystem, maybe try some free products, just scan the QR code that you see here or click the link in the description box. But whatever you do, just know that, we want nothing but blessing and blessing for you and your entire family and for your future. Thanks.